Today I'm sharing the 10 best pregnancy stretches that you really want to be doing daily to prepare your body for an optimal birth. The muscles of our body all work together, so we want to balance our body in the right way so that when your birth comes, your pelvis and your sacrum is able to move in the right way. For example, if your calves are tight, it can affect your ability to squat, which can affect how your pelvis can open during birth. These are going to support baby getting into the optimal fetal position as well as relieve aches and pains during your pregnancy. The forward-leaning inversion from spinning babies is really a stretch for your lower uterine ligaments. It helps create space in the lower uterus and relax tight ligaments around the uterus, encouraging baby into a head-down anterior position, optimal position to help avoid back labor or a more painful birth. You will want to check with your provider before you do this one. For example, avoid if you have high blood pressure, preeclampsia, active bleeding, or a history of stroke, aneurysm, or retinal detachment. First, you want to kneel on a couch, bed, or sturdy surface. It might be helpful to have a stool to lower down slowly on or a support person to spot you. Lower your hands to the floor. Let your head hang for 30 seconds. Breathe nice and slowly. And then come up carefully with help if needed. And then one of the most important parts is come to a kneeling position again and take 2 slow, deep breaths. Pelvic tilts strengthen core muscles and can help alleviate back pain during pregnancy and labor. They also promote pelvic mobility and stability, which is crucial for optimal fetal positioning and a smoother labor process. For pelvic tilts, you are only using your lumbar spine. Tight calves can restrict pelvic mobility and affect baby's descent. Stretching your calves supports pelvic alignment. In an all-fours position, you can reach one leg back, tucking the toes and reaching the heel down towards the ground to get a nice stretch through your calf. You can hold for about 30 seconds and then switch sides. Standing lunges with a side reach can improve pelvic opening, hip flexibility, and potentially aid in labor progression and fetal positioning. And it can also relieve rib pain from your baby being right up under your rib. Step one leg back to get into a lunge position. Front leg is bent. Once you're in the position, you can gently tuck your tailbone under into a posterior pelvic tilt to release the psoas or hip flexor in the front, and then take your opposite arm as front leg, reaching up and over, ballooning out through your side body to release underneath your ribs. When you come out of the pose, exhale and pull your baby in as you come out of your side stretch. Butterfly pose helps increase flexibility and range of motion in the hips, inner thighs, and low back, which can alleviate discomfort and pain associated with pregnancy. Additionally, it promotes blood flow in the pelvic region and may contribute to a more comfortable and potentially easier labor and delivery. If butterfly pose feels difficult for you, you can sit up on a block or a pillow. You can also support underneath your knees or thighs. It should be a gentle stretch and not cause any pain or discomfort. Puppy pose can improve flexibility, relieve back pain, and promote an optimal fetal position. It also relieves pelvic floor tension and encourages baby to move forward in the pelvis. Being on all fours helps to use gravity to potentially turn a posterior baby, which can cause back pain or back labor. Positions that involve leaning forward, like puppy pose or being on all fours, or sitting up backwards on a chair, encourage the baby to move away from the spine and into the belly, which is a more favorable position for birth. On hands and knees, walk your hands forward and lower your chest and forehead to the floor. You can also have a pillow underneath your forehead if that feels better. Keep your hips high, stacked over top of your knees. This is going to feel great, opening up your shoulders and lengthening the spine. Feel lifted slightly through your back. Don't dump into your lower back at all, and wrap your core muscles around your baby, pulling your baby tight in. It also feels so good to open the shoulders here and lengthen the spine. And for an additional tricep stretch, you can turn your palms up and then reach for your shoulders or upper back to get a tricep stretch. The kneeling low lunge is great for releasing the psoas muscle or your hip flexor muscle. The psoas plays a crucial role in pelvic stability. If it is tight, it can cause the pelvis to shift out of alignment, leading to pain or discomfort and potentially restricting baby's ability to move optimally during birth. Figure 4 stretch or piriform stretch opens the outer hips and glutes. It helps balance the sacrum, and it can relieve low back pain as well as sciatica from pregnancy. You can do this stretch sitting on the edge of a chair, sitting on the ground, or if it's safe for you, lying on your back. The L stretch, or modified downward dog, is wonderful for increasing space in the pelvis. It will also stretch your hamstrings and can relieve back pain. The hamstring stretch supports alignment of the sacrum and pelvic floor and encourages a neutral pelvis. You can place your hands on a countertop, back of a couch or wall, and then walk your feet back, hinging at your hips, ensuring not to round out through your lower spine at all, creating an L shape with your body. Ever so slightly tuck your chin to feel length throughout your spine, keep your arms long, and hold for about 30 seconds. If you've been thinking about getting one of my postpartum courses, I did also want to mention that I have a 40% off sale for Mother's Day. This is one of my biggest sales of the year, and you have lifetime access to my courses, so if you've been thinking about it, now is a great time to purchase. I have 2 postpartum courses. The first one is postpartum recovery for the first 6 weeks. Our bodies can be so sore, and those first 6 weeks can be so challenging. I put together some safe stretches, breathing exercises, meditations, as well as some very gentle core and pelvic floor work to help your body recover, feel amazing again, and get a head start on your healing. My second course, you want to wait until you have clearance for postpartum exercise. It's 30 days of 10-minute follow-along core and pelvic floor videos. They get progressively more challenging so that you can heal quickly and safely. I will link to all the details in the description box below. A deep squat, or malasana, opens the pelvic outlet, lengthens pelvic floor muscles, and creates space for baby's descent. It's also wonderful for hip mobility. Stand with your feet slightly wider apart than your hips and slightly turned out. Squat deeply down. If your heels pop off, that's okay. You can either leave them up or put something underneath them, like rolls of toilet paper. You can also sit on blocks or a stool if needed. Start for 30 seconds, and as you get used to deep squatting, you can hold for 3 minutes at a time. Always check with your provider to see if deep squats are safe for you during your pregnancy. If you would like a follow-along video with all of these stretches, I will link to it right there, as well as in the description box below.